Come on, say that you love me. Don't leave me all alone. No, I got to have you. Baby, won't you come on home? Take me by the hand.
Finally! Sunshine!
Oh, that is so nice. Hi, Benji.
Oh, wait. We should probably let you know how we got here. Let's rewind a bit. Okay, yeah, stop here. Perfect. We're Colin and Paige, and this is Benji. And after a bit of a break from living in our van, we're ready to hit the road again. But first, we have a couple repairs we gotta do. Step one before getting back on the road is refinishing these stained and beat up countertops.
Now for arguably the most important step. Gotta be safe. Okay. I think I'm just scared of messing it up. I think it needs to look worse before it looks better. I started by sanding off the top coat and bringing it down to the raw wood to get it ready for the new finish, all while Colin fixed the cracked piece by our cooktop. Overall, it's looking really good. It's a lot lighter than I thought it was going to be, so I'm really excited to see how this turns out.
That's completely cured?
No, it's only been 10 minutes.
It's like a touch lighter than it was before, but I don't mind it at all. I like it.
That was a very lame reaction.
It's definitely lighter than it was before. If you look at our floors, they're like birch, like they're quite light. So it actually kind of works with the vibe.
You know what's crazy? The color difference between the natural wood and the old finish. But we love that this new top coat will be much lighter, showing the natural color of the maple. Just like that, the countertops are sealed and ready for the next few years of adventures, and we couldn't be happier how it turned out. The countertops are officially done. Next, it's time to work on our heater. Well, sort of. It's been over a year since we serviced our diesel heater, and with the cold weather on the way before we can officially head south, it's time for its routine maintenance.
Oh, I forgot. We forgot to undo the hoses from the bottom. Here you go. You want to do this? Does anyone else drag their feet doing sucky tasks that you know you gotta do? Maintenance! Oh, me the maintenance man. That's a shite job. It's time to clean our heater. Not exactly like the most fun job, but a very necessary one. There we are. Sick. This is the glow plug. This is supposed to be attached. Well, with the broken glow plug, I can't exactly finish this job today, but I can get all the built-up carbon cleaned out and swap the filter. So what the old filter looked like, this is what the new one's supposed to look like, so big difference. As we have to wait to get our $150 glow plug replacement in, we move on to another task that's been haunting us. What are we doing, lady? Next on our list is replace fridge drawer slides, because we have never had a properly functioning drawer for our fridge. Basically, we took apart drawer slides that are not meant to come apart because they were originally installed a little bit misaligned. That resulted in every time we drive, we have to put a yoga mat or a camera bag or something here so that the drawer doesn't slide open. Every time we turn. Every time we take a turn, and that's like 200 plus pounds when it's full and it hits our shower pan. So in an effort to protect that and our own mental health, we are fixing this today. The latch also doesn't latch anymore, which is why Paige was explaining we have to like block the door, because every time we'd make a turn, the whole 200 pounds of fridge and frozen meat and delicious food just comes barreling at the wall. I'll be undercover like your weekend clothes. Step one done. I'm hungry. You want to make you a snack? Hands are small. Here you can see how droopy the drawer is. That's not good. Just stripped. Oh, it's a family-friendly show. The screw is a little strippy. Nothing like stripped screws to start off the project, am I right? Got it!
What a good boy.
Oh, and I also forgot how hard it is to build in a tiny van.
You getting defeated already?
No, it's just like, you forget how small the space is. I can't see the screw. I need to get my head low, and I can't.
You can get my head low.
Do you remember how we...
Hello!
Do you remember how we put the the face on?
No.
I got in the drawer.
Oh, yeah!
And you closed it.
I wish we filmed that. I did it! Mom, look at me!
Did you? Because you look like you're still having trouble over there.
Hey, you
Great off there, bud. Now Paige gets to do the other side with all the space. Whoa, lady.
Ow, you're on my hair. That's why our drawer slide doesn't work. New slide will have nice, shiny, smooth balls that glide easily in and out. Okay.
Seriously, these ball bearings are supposed to stay in the slides, and we wonder why it's so broken. And to think we've only been putting this off for over 6 months. You gotta raise it up though, right? You know.
But then I only have to raise up one side.
You raise me up so I can think out.
So that one will need to be tightened. But then
You raise me up.
Oh, my mom loves that song.
beautiful.
Wow. Okay, reinstall time, boys. We have a little bit of like previous drawer slide trauma. It's because we did this once off camera and it was terrible. So hopefully we line it up right and all goes well.
Well, that was 2 years ago.
I'm still not over it.
Okay.
Okay. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, the moment of truth. Do we finally heal our fridge drawer trauma, or are we doomed to fail? Oh, wait, I think we got it.
Oh my god. Look. Oh my god. Like,
So smooth.
Colin, and we did it on the first try. We have this thing of actually like making things a lot more complicated than they need to be. We have had these drawer slides for how long?
6 months?
At least 6 months. We were worried that we were gonna mess it up and then it was gonna become this big headache thing, and it wasn't. So, what's the lesson, Colin?
Don't get psyched out in your head.
Yes.
About a week or so later, we got a new glow plug in the mail for the heater. It's time to reinstall this sucker and get ready for the road. I just...
Colin!
Whoopsies. This is supposed to be like a half-an-hour job, and it's turned into multiple days.
Why is that?
Because I'm dumb.
It's because someone used a power tool where they weren't supposed to.
No. Don't throw me under the bus. It worked, but at what cost? Sick. Why don't you do this type of maintenance?
Because I'm guaranteed to break it.
It's a safer bet to make your partner f it up and throw it over them.
Put it in the hole.
I'm gonna refrain from saying. It's literally what she said. Okay, back to regular scheduled programming. We've got the heater back in place, securing it down to the van floor, and reconnecting the intake, exhaust, and fuel line, and it's good as new. Yeah, boy! Next, Paige recalked the countertops and their shower pan with silicone, and started the daunting task of cleaning last year's mess, to enable us to start finally moving back in. And we got a much-needed upgrade to our poop paper storage. Good job, Paige. We're back in the van.
And we're driving south.
Any guesses why? Are we in the Arctic?
We're in the Arctic, but also known as somewhere in Michigan.
Okay, yeah, so yesterday we drove like 5-ish hours towards the border, battling heavy snow, but more than anything, it's just a boring drive. Seriously, driving through southern Ontario, just windmills, gas. But before we knew it, we were heading across the border, and we ended up in a Cracker Barrel. Sorry, I am actually freezing. We need to go south.
Okay, we're excited to be back in the van.
Can't you tell?
But I think this time we're going to be doing things a little bit differently.
We're leaving. So we slept in this Cracker Barrel parking lot. If you know, you know. And here, Paige missed the sign for Ohio, so she thought this truck would do. This is what we are trying to escape. I have no interest in this. This weather is exactly what we were trying to get away from. Yikes. And look, Paige actually got a state sign. Atta girl. Now that we are over the border, it's time to stock our fridge with fuel for this long haul of a drive, eyeing down all sorts of gluten-free treats. I never thought I'd be the person to film grocery shopping, but here we are. I got some decent green tea and read every label because I'm weird like that. Like, why is there parabens in these tortillas? Yeah, I'll just put those back. Okay, before I buy everything in the store because I'm hungry, let's get the heck out of here. All right, first stop of the day. We are now somewhere in Indianapolis.
Fort Wayne, baby!
We're in Fort Wayne, Indianapolis. Wow. Indianapolis. Say that 3 times fast.
Well, that's a city. We're in Indiana.
Oh, we're in Indiana.
Okay, so I think I just discovered our first not so great hiccup, I guess you could call it, since we've been back in the van, and that is that our sink is leaking.
That is actively leaking because something up there is leaking onto it.
The towel that I just put down there like 2 seconds ago before filming this is already soaked. Let me switch this to a positive.
Our windows are so dirty. You could just see a black blur running around.
That's the positive, is that I'm cooking dinner, discovering this horrible leaky mess. But you look out and Benji is just so happy to be playing outside, and Colin looks equally as happy to be playing with him, and it's so cute, and it makes me so grateful for our little family.
Well, the hose was kinked. I think it was blocked. With the sink problem mitigated for now, we continued the long haul southwest to Illinois, staying at, you guessed it, another Cracker Barrel. So in other news, we were jumping in bed and we were like, wow, the heater's working really hard, but it's not that warm in here. We have this perpetual problem that we need to resolve as soon as possible, and it's with our heater hose. So we have two separate hoses, kind of jimmy rigged together to make one long hose from the back to the front of the bench, and it likes to disconnect.
You okay?
So the blood rushing to my head, I'm like upside down.
It's also hilarious how much we've destroyed the van.
Am I officially a hoser? Are we in the sunshine yet? With it being so dang cold out in the Midwest, we can't afford to have no heat. But I am doing this voiceover from the future, and we did buy this proper connector to fix this problem. Now that it's temporarily back together, we reinstalled our shelf and returned the items to the bench. You good back there?
Yeah.
You warm?
Don't zoom in too close. It's really hot in here. Can you turn down the temperature?
Morning, everyone. This is why we need to leave as fast as possible.
It's also why our heater needs to work.
This is also why our heater needs to work. Sunshine, here we come.
So we're getting ready to leave. We turn the van on and we get the coolant light, like the low coolant light. And lo and behold, there is a puddle of coolant on the ground. So
I can see like leakage on a whole bunch of different hoses, but like I can't feel my hands.
We've had worse things happen, so.
It's everywhere. It's like on the left side, it's on the right side, in all these random nooks and crannies. It feels like it's like a little bit from everywhere. I feel like we've been doing this long enough and we've been through enough like little van things that like we don't panic now. The silver lining in every time something like this happens, Paige and I get more confident in problem solving, understand this machine, which our van, more. We're not panicked because we've had a radiator leak before and we just realized it was one hose. I borrowed a screwdriver from the driving range we were parked at and I just put it back on. I drove home. And because we had fluid in our van at all times, we just topped it up and left and we never had to fix it again. So it's like things happen and you don't just instantly freak out. Like imagine towing this van, spending $500 on a tow for someone just to screw a clamp back on.
the other part of that is it's Saturday morning. It is 8:30 on a Saturday morning. Nothing's open until Monday anyway. So if we had to drive half an hour to then sit for an hour and a half to let it cool, to top it up, to then drive another half hour and have to do that 3 times to get the hour and a half to get into town, then we got the time.
Yep. Well, we were going to go to Sunshine today, and I guess we're not.
Yeah.
After letting the engine run for 10 minutes and no signs of obvious leakage, we head out on the road again. The goal is to drive towards St. Louis, monitoring temperatures and checking for leaks periodically.
Okay, here's the part they don't show. I gotta go get picked up. Okay. We're ready to go.
After a brief drive to the first rest stop, about 15 minutes or so, we stop for a quick look over to see if we can keep going. Looks decent right now. Looks pretty good. Our coolant leak is looking manageable, means we can continue our adventure towards the sun, finally making it to Missouri. And here's proof that Paige drove at least once, making it close to Oklahoma, stopping yet again to check on the leak, which thankfully, it was still looking good. That means we can hightail it a few more hours to our next spot. Any guesses where? Oh my god, look where we are again. So I've never actually been in a Cracker Barrel, so I went in to see what all the fuss is about, and the gift shop was wild. We also bought some food as a thank you for hosting us, and I just got to smell it because I'm allergic to everything.
Holiday, coming home, on our way to the unknown. Send your mama postcard, tell her where we are, we're getting there.
Surprisingly, we woke up somewhere other than a Cracker Barrel, here at Cabela's, but we found a bit of a problem.
Day 5 from Cabela's. Yesterday we had absolutely no issues with coolant. Today, woke up to a pool of coolant under the vehicle.
But we drove anyways.
Making good time with your hand fitting into mine. Every mile you're where the story goes. It don't matter fast or slow, we're getting there.
We cruised through flat and sunny North Texas, making it to New Mexico, stopping at every dog park we can find, before landing in Albuquerque for repairs. We can say we're finally getting there.
Taking off up in the air. Every road, I don't care. Middle of nowhere, getting there.
After driving over 10 states, dodging snowstorms and polar vortexes, surviving the heater fiasco, and dripping a lot of coolant, we finally made it.
Like photographs in black and white, there are memories I'd like to keep. But the residence that is my mind has its only thoughts that bind me. So I keep wandering till I no longer hear the echo.
Finally! Sunshine!
Oh, that is so nice. Hi, Benji.
He's happy boy.
Oh, bye.
Crispy morning, but sun.
Crispy morning, hot coffee.
Finally, holy.
You wanna play? You wanna play? You wanna play?
Some dogs are just outdoor dogs. Benji's one of them.
He actually refuses to come inside ever.
That's what it's all about.
I love sun. I've missed it.
I didn't realize how depressed I was.
Until you get into the sun, you're like, oh my goodness. After a long trek down here, I'm pretty glad to be here, to be honest.
It made the wait and the journey all worth it.
Benji,
Quiet on set.
quiet on set, please. Stickman's back in action.
What a cute dog. Oh my god, I'm obsessed with him.
You know, there's a lot of things I would like to do a little bit different this year. After spending a full year in the van, there's definitely quite a few things that I would like to do a bit differently on our second year in van life. Last year was a pretty big learning experience of what we need and what works, and it's a very different type of lifestyle if you're used to living in a house with stable electricity, consistent water, all the goodies. One thing that we suffer from very deeply was decision fatigue on where to go, what to do.
How much water do you have? How much power do you have? Where are you parking each night? Where can you get more water if you're running out? Where can you dump your gray tanks responsibly?
We only probably got like 4 to maximum 5 days of food.
It's how are each of these needs being met every single night, again and again, because if you're in a house, you know, okay, well, I'm probably sleeping in my room again tonight. I don't know why I said that. If I was in a house, I'd be sleeping in my room every night.
I've heard this from other people that live this type of lifestyle, that it affects everyone, and it's hard. We had a lot of FOMO.
And the irony with the FOMO is that in having that fear of missing out and making sure you see everything and hitting all those bucket lists, those checklists, that in having the fear of missing out, we actually missed out on a lot.
The irony. Because if you see everything, you end up going so fast, you don't even really get to experience those places well. Sure, we went to many places, but we didn't stay and really relish and be present in those places.
I think it's really important that we are looking for a much better work, life, travel, chill balance. I think with that, it'll allow us to be a little bit more creative and want to share those memories with you guys, because we were a little bit burnt out and we didn't feel like picking up the camera.
In full transparency, I've been a video editor for YouTubers and a videographer for a really long time, and the last thing you want to do after work is to do more work. You can probably empathize with that. If you, let's say you're a carpenter, the last thing you're going to want to do is build stuff for your house after a hard week of work. So we didn't quite have the creative energy, the creative juices to want to continue documenting. And that's probably why our channel has been so
The way it is.
inconsistent. It is a lot of work to produce these videos. It's so fun, but you have to have the energy, the vitality, and not feel really burnt out.
Yeah, and I feel like we're finally turning a corner on that. We're feeling inspired and creative, and we really want to make a promise to ourselves and to you that we'll show up a lot more. I'm really excited about that.
So maybe you'll just see a little bit more of us. We'll see what we can do. We'll try.
Hopefully.
See you next time. Be well.
Say that you love me.